Okay, so when I say PE class, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Running laps around a field, maybe a chaotic game of dodgeball? Well, get ready to have that whole picture completely flipped on its head. In this explainer, we are diving deep into what physical education is today, a really serious, surprisingly scientific academic subject. NA, if you thought, yeah, pretty much, you're definitely not alone. But the official PE syllabus that students are learning from right now, it tells a completely different story. So let's dig into what modern PE is really all about. All right, so let's get right into it. We're not just going off of old memories here. We're going straight to the source, the curriculum itself. And you're about to see that it's a structured program with clear goals, just like any other subject you'd find in school. Just take a look at this. This isn't just a list of sports to play. It's a detailed outline. It covers the aims, the objectives, and the critical importance of physical education in today's world. And it goes even deeper. The curriculum actually covers the history and the contributions of these major national institutions that have literally shaped physical education in India. It gives students a real sense of where it all came from. Now, let's see how that foundation builds into some pretty serious science. Okay, this is where things get really, really cool. Modern PE, when you break it down, is basically a human biology class. But it's all focused on the mechanics of how we move and how our bodies actually function. It all kicks off with anatomy. So students are learning the fundamental blueprint of the human body, the what and the where of all our physical parts. And this isn't just about memorizing charts. It's like getting the owner's manual for your own body, right? And working hand in hand with that is physiology. This is the part that explains how all those anatomical parts work together. It's the difference between knowing you have a muscle and understanding exactly how that muscle contracts to let you kick a ball. And believe me, this is no surface level glance. The syllabus shows students take a deep dive into the structure and function of the muscular, respiratory, and circulatory systems. They're learning the science behind the very engine that powers every single move they make. But it's not all hard science and biology. The curriculum also dives into that powerful connection between our minds and our bodies, and the values that are so important in the world of sports. Yep, you heard that right. Students are getting a formal introduction to sports psychology. They're learning that what's going on in an athlete's head is every bit as important as what their body is capable of doing. And what's really fascinating here is the level of detail. We're talking about different types and methods of motivation. And they even cover scientific models of personality, like the Big Five traits. This is all about understanding the why behind athletic performance. Then, the whole perspective just zooms way out to the global stage. Students learn all about the Olympic movement, its incredible history, its symbols, its core values, and the organizations that make it all happen. It connects what they're learning to this massive worldwide cultural event. Now this, for me, is one of the most important developments in modern PE, inclusivity. There's an entire unit dedicated to adaptive physical education, making sure that sports are accessible and beneficial for children with special needs. And it's not just theory from a book. Students learn about the real-world organizations that are making adaptive sports a reality, from Special Olympics Bharat to the Paralympics. This is all about building real empathy and awareness. So, with all this incredible knowledge, where does it all lead? Well, the syllabus makes it crystal clear that PE is not an academic dead end. In fact, it's a launch pad for a huge range of professions. I mean, just look at how diverse this is. We're going way beyond just being a coach. Students are exploring career paths in sports tourism, learning about what it takes to start your own business in sports, and even getting into the details of event management. It's about seeing sports as an entire industry. And the curriculum ties directly into what's happening in the country right now. It covers the goals of huge national programs designed to boost health, fitness, and find the next generation of sports champions. Okay, but at the end of the day, this is still physical education, right? So how does all of this theory from the classroom actually get put into practice? Well, let's find out. The way students are graded tells the whole story. It's a 70-30 split. So yeah, 70% is a written theory exam, but a full 30% comes from practical application. We're talking fitness tests, skills assessments, the whole deal. It's a true mix of knowing and doing. This right here might be one of the most practical life skills anyone could learn. Students don't just learn about common injuries. They learn the specific techniques to prevent them and the absolute essentials of first aid, including CPR. This is knowledge they can use for their entire lives. And to make sure that practical side is just as rigorous as the theory, students learn to use a whole toolkit of scientific measurements. They learn the concepts behind testing, they conduct standardized fitness tests, they compute metrics like basal metabolic rate, and they measure cardio fitness using proven methods like the Harvard STEP test. So the crucial point, the main takeaway is this: PE has completely evolved. It's a full-on education in human performance, in health, and in the culture of sport. It's about understanding the entire world of physical activity, from the cells in your body to the global arena. And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Imagine for a second, what if an entire population had this deep, practical knowledge of their own bodies, of how to prevent injuries, and of what it takes to be well for a lifetime? What kind of a difference would that make? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.